banned away, and the Galio will not see the Rift this game.
So we have seen the Zillion in a couple of games coming through. A lot of it into Syndra, specifically. We know that Optimus has played it before as well.
No Kennen this time.
No Kennen. Will it be the Sona taken away?
It's just not the same without the combo, unfortunately. But
I mean, Doxy needs it to hover.
Yeah.
So
if you take that away, I mean, that's next level mind games. Don't even give him his hover choice.
that sometimes happens with Hylissang, where, he always hovers Draven Orianna, and
Yeah.
somebody bans Orianna, and he has to do something else. Mind games, got to upset the enemy team. Well, Gragas, Galio off the board. The Gigabyte Marines obviously wanting to attack Doxy's champion pool in the top side a little bit here, take away some of those stronger tanks that we've seen prevalent.
It's the same thing that Doxy was playing the last time they met up as well, like Gragas. And in all honesty, they weren't doing too shabby for a while. I think the big difference maker in that one looking like Blasting playing on the Ezreal, but his Lucian fell behind last game. I'm wondering what he decides to take this time. There have been a lot of AD carries kind of moving up in priority very early on when the Caitlyn, Ivern, Lulu has been left open like it has this time. It could be the option for Virtus Pro here.
Well, I like the Fizz ban that comes to VP as well, though. Optimus, after getting that Quadra kill earlier, clearly looking at that as a matchup potentially. Finally, we see a Kled ban come out. We've been talking for a long time about how, a lot of the top laners here have been playing Kled. Now, it's not really in Doxy's champion pool, more of Pride, one of the other top laners in this group, but certainly a pick that we were expecting to see more of this tournament.
Well, VP continue their fun trend, and obviously this is a legit thing for Archie, but all the same, might see something a little bit different here in a couple of seconds ticking down. Nope. Looks like it's going back more the same. The Graves locked in for Creox.
As having flashbacks, Irelia is a European Challenger Series special. Every top laner plays Irelia.
Well, Wicked spent quite a lot of time in that particular circuit, so it might have just kind of disseminated from there.
The number of Irelia Malphite matchups I casted in the last 2 years is frustrating.
I don't envy you, mate.
Graves to clear the jungle through is the pick for Virtus Pro for Creox.
But there's the Lulu locked in for Gigabyte Marines, and they also grabbed themselves the Rumble. So, see what they can build with the rest of this one. Caitlyn up and available as well. Let's see if VP have any tricks up their sleeves.
The hover of the Kale. We did see Paranoia playing that over in the CIS region during some of their playoff games.
I want to see the Udyr. They've already got their jungle lock in, and there's the Ezreal once again for Blasting, going back on the tried and true. One last pick over to these guys before the second ban phase begins.
Yeah, and at this point,
they're all chanting for it.
He already riled them up by showing them the Teemo plush.
Question is he just crazy enough to do it?
Oh, don't be.
No.
Oh. Changes to Nautilus as well. Okay, well, Nautilus for the top lane, you want something that can play into Rumble. Paranoia just toying with the crowd a little bit here, goes for one of the standard picks. So
you hear the whole crowd just deflate instantly.
Exactly.
I guess there's still time for the Teemo pick, right?
Maybe.
Save it to the end.
Maybe the Gigabyte Marines will get the crowd on their side.
If Optimus plays Teemo, all bets are off.
Yeah, I don't know whether that's the route they'll go. I think everything seems to be fairly standard.
They want to scrim it
once
out
again. Yeah, exactly. You heard them earlier talking about how they didn't get a whole lot of scrims coming into the tournament, so wanted to utilize this time effectively. And to some extent, if VP had heard that, or at least had got wind of that, that is actually quite respectful. We had a situation in Europe where H2K was saying, hey, we just want as many scrims going into playoffs as possible, and there was a lot of discussion there over utilizing stage time as actual competitive practice, so there's a lot to be said about these teams still playing these games through and actually putting a good clinic on for some moderately standard games and standard comps.
Yeah, and that way you don't reveal a whole lot else as well. You just flex the muscles that you already have shown to your opponents and keep them guessing in the dark for the next couple of games. And the likes of Flash Wolves and TSM won't be able to get as much scouting information out as they might have liked.
Well, surprise, Levi picked Lee Sin, and then we go into ban phase 2. Ashe off the board, likely going to be the Varus coming through, or the Caitlyn maybe, but Slay has played a bunch of different champions.
But Gigabyte Marines are really sticking to this top ban strategy. I mean, we have now the Sona banned out, but 4 top laners up against Doxy that have been banned away with that Renekton coming in. Of course, this Nautilus could very well go up there.
Yep.
But that is a lot of bans directed at one role.
It is, but Doxy has made a bit of a name for himself here at the MSI Play-In. It's like the first day of play for Group B where he was 1v3ing people, even getting a kill, defending tower pushes himself. I mean, Dogsy has really put himself out there as a top laner that you have to respect. And you look at the CIS region and you say, hey, this is a guy, again, that we can kind of rally around heading into a Worlds qualification stage.
Somebody to watch for sure. Now, the Gigabyte Marines back over to their side, contemplating their AD carry choice. Will it be the Jhin that started to come back up in popularity today?
It's a farm lane. Ezreal, Jhin, if it ends up getting picked up. Both long range, difficult to kill either of them.
And there it is. Oh, not second!
Hey.
Juke just for the Caitlyn, all right.
So we've gone from farm lane to push lane. Of course, Caitlyn very good at farming. Caitlyn Lulu, for a long, long time, has been a good pushing lane. And if this Nautilus does go support, can be tricky for Ezreal Nautilus to push back. The Caitlyn Lulu.
Well, there's still time to see where the Nautilus goes.
Might just be a Karma that comes out in response, or defensive play.
All right, so Santos has his Brahmin. Now we get the answer to the question.
Paranoia is saying, please, please pick me, Teemo.
Let's see if Santos is going to do it. The crowd is going nuts right now. 15 seconds left to go, and he's shaking his head. Paranoia.
Or was it, please don't pick me, Teemo?
Well, let's see what Santos ends up doing for him. Power's in his palms. Is he going to get that lock in? Clicking it on. No, it's the Syndra. Everybody's disappointed, but at least it's a good pick.
Come on, Optimus, you know what it is. He's going to pick Echo, probably, as the pick into the Syndra. Zillion isn't available for him. We may see something that scales a little later and is more of that tank role. I don't think it's going to be a Teemo. Would love to see that.
No. If he does that, that'd be the ultimate troll. Like, all right, you won't play it. I can do it. Triple Yordle composition. That'd be deadly. LeBlanc's left up and available. All right, there it goes. Optimus is fine. Old school assassin player. Could hang with the best of them.
Less about the specific matchup when you look at how the ultimates play into each other than the likes of an Echo, but still, you can snowball that LeBlanc outside of the Syndra, try and get ahead, roam faster than the Syndra, and you can see the Gigabyte Marines have a lot of power at a lot of different stages in the game. You've got LeBlanc plus Rumble for those earlier skirmishes and fights, then Rumble carries through the damage into that Caitlyn later on.
Yeah. Kind of have a balanced sort of scale up, but at the same time, if the wrong person's in the right place, that can change things. But Levy's on Lee Sin, right? I mean, this is the insurance policy for Gigabyte Marine.
You've got a decently similar power curve for VP as well, with the pacing of the game. You've got the Ezreal to take over later, of course. Not quite the same late game damage as a Caitlyn auto attack for auto attack, but VP have a lot of that utility to come through as well. A lot of stuns, catch potential, push potential from Creox as well.
Yeah. Saw the triple knockout composition thrown at them last time, and see if they get themselves a whole lot of CC train as well up against the thus far undefeated Gigabyte Marines. That is a mountain to climb if VP want to get some glory here on their last shot at it here at the MSI Play-In stage. If you guys think they can do it, we want to hear from you. Hop on Twitter and tweet out at LOL Esports, hashtag VP win. If you believe in the power of Virtus Pro, but if you think the Gigabyte Marines are going to take this 6-0, making it out of the play-in stage or making it towards the next round to face either Flash Wolves or TSM, of course, GAM win is the hashtag you want to be using up. We'll find out who's going to take this one. We load up onto Summoner's Rift one more time. The teams are playing for pride. They're playing for fun. They're playing just to have a good old time. What the hell? Let's see how it all goes.
Yeah, Gigabyte Marines saying they're playing for experience as well. In their own words, talking about how they're using it as scrim time themselves. Now VP giving them a standard composition on the other side. The audience wanted the Teemo. It wasn't to be. But I think we'll enjoy watching VP Gigabyte Marines in a straightforward game, because the Gigabyte Marines are fun to watch. Like, you look at this, you've got Lee Sin, LeBlanc, easy snowball potential from the mid lane if they can catch out Paranoia or Creox, go 2 versus 1, get the kills.
Yep, Gigabyte Marines going for comfort, but going for compositions that really suit the style that they like to play out. Fast-paced action early on, but they have some scaling potential. They have some late game in the form of Slay. Player noted much more for the game knowledge than honestly the mechanics that you see exerted by Levy or Optimus, Levi, I should say.
It's interesting when you look at the Gigabyte Marines and their play style based around a lot of this active jungle pathing towards mid lane, a lot of Lee Sin. It is somewhat reminiscent of what Flash Wolves were doing at IEM. When you look at the games they played, based around Lee Sin, Syndra, a lot of aggression in the mid lane that teams in Europe started to pick up and adopt. So there's an interesting couple of storylines. If if the Gigabyte Marines end up drawn against the Flash Wolves. There's a lot of similarities in the way they play, and of course the grudge between the GPL and potentially the LMS. That would be a fun matchup to watch.
Yeah, it's been a long time since the LMS was a part of the GPL, but you have to think that it would be a very big thing for the Vietnamese representatives to be able to take on that LMS squad, the Flash Wolves having been so historically dominant in that region. But Gigabyte Marines have to be familiar with it. Now, what they may not be familiar with is Creox in the level 2 gank.
Well, this happened to them last game, so Creox is like, I'm gonna do it this
Slay
game.
steps up. Uh-oh, he's in trouble. First Blood going the way of blasting, and now Archie's still caught. Flashing forward is Creox. They're looking to finish the job. One more shot is not enough, and even with the Braum, he just can't get it. Archie is gonna live to tell the tale.
Wasn't quite enough damage. Archie threw out the exhaust to slow Santos. Didn't quite get the proc on the Winter's Bite passive. There was one auto remaining. That exhaust may have been the difference between Santos getting that stun down and it being Archie dying as well, but that's gone so well for VP in this bottom lane. We'll take another look at it. So, Flash came forward early. Slay was locked down and killed. So, let's count the stacks here. Archie. Does he manage to connect with the early one? Exhaust prevents it even being applied at first. And then they're able to get away from that.
Oh, right back to the action.
Right into it.
Uh-oh, auto attack from Optimus. He's gonna finish the job. Santos finds himself on the wrong side of this fight. Blasting, gets the heal, looking for Optimus with the double buff. She goes in! Shifts his way right behind the mid laner, takes down Optimus, looking for Archie now.
Shield.
And we have got a party in this river! Oh yeah, Slay. He's out of summoners though. Unfortunately, he's going down. Blasting, getting himself kill number 3 on this Ezreal once again versus the Gigabyte Marines.
VP say, okay, Gigabyte Marines, you want scrims? Here's a European scrim coming right to you. Early kills, everybody's playing like they got somewhere to be in 20 minutes, and Creox right there gets locked down early by Optimus, who comes out of the lane. Santos then manages to buy enough time that Blasting comes in. He plays his own LeBlanc impression, going right on top of Optimus, takes out the mid laner, and from there, back and forth, Archie couldn't quite, or at least Blasting couldn't quite kill Archie. Archie couldn't get away, and Slay was easily picked off as soon as that Braum passive ends up locking him down. 4 kills to 1. VP, this would be where you're like, can we remake the lobby? Go for another
15 minutes till you surrender, right? Yeah. Paranoia burning his summoner spells, but getting himself a kill on top of it now. And Optimus set a little on the back foot. Well, you want some scrim experience, you're certainly getting it. Paranoia is going down. Yes. Optimus turns it back on with the help from Levi, and this game has gone all over the place.
3 kill Ezreal at 4.5 minutes into the game. It's Pickaxe already picked up, Tia picked up as well for Blasting. We just saw Paranoia dropping in the mid lane as well. So it's going to be a game of, can Ezreal stay far enough ahead, or will the LeBlanc carry the game for the Gigabyte Marines? Because I think the Marines right now, they're going to want to settle themselves. We talked about them having a faster playstyle. Unless it's the LeBlanc playing the fast game, I think it's not exactly in their control right now. 4 kills to 2 is the score.
VP were the ones pulling the fast one to kick things off. I mean, the level 2 Graves gank, it's the same thing that they did the last time they met, but it works out for him. Blasting, getting himself 3 kills. I mean, this is a stellar start for Virtus Pro. And, well, the top lane's been nice and quiet, but Doxy, he can hold the line for days.
At this point, it feels like the VP are almost the Borg. They assimilate the strategy from game 1, and then resistance in the bottom lane is futile. 3 kills for Blasting.
Slay is definitely not having a great start to this one, and he's going to get pushed back. When the bully gets bullied, you know something's wrong. Levi is waiting in the wings. He's level 5. No Dragon's Kick available. Blasting goes in, but Slay's low. There's the safeguard. Santa still has the Unbreakable. Creox is tagging his way in, and Archie's gone down to Blasting. Levi's got to flash away. He's stunned up. Teleport.
They completed it?
Start, finish.
What?
The cancellation for Doxy, but they're still going to get one. Wait a minute. Levi turns it around, picking himself up. A quick double, and there goes the equalizer. Creox is cut off, and he's gonna burn down to 0. Stark picking one up. Doxy got killed in all of that.
Doxy
really
got
quick.
Killed like immediately.
I thought he canceled the TP. I was juked.
No, well, he can't. Stark completed it first, then Doxy completed his right into the middle of the action. We'll take another look back at that. So they were baiting in because Levi is here, so Slay and Archie are just playing like, okay, let's wait for Blasting to go aggressive. Doesn't realize how much damage this Ezreal has early on. first kill goes down onto Santos. They exchange it for the support on the other side. How does Doxy just die? Oh, it's all those minions in front of them as well. In comes Levi. Stark had the damage. VP not respecting the minion damage on top of it. And between the rumble damage, Levi coming back into the fight, VP thought they had the beginning of this game on lockdown. Suddenly, even kills, even gold. Everybody now is even in this game.
So forget what happened the last 6 minutes. It is now all reset at 7.
I say that.
But Blasting has 4 kills still.
Yes, I was going to say, it's not even because Blasting's got 4 kills and a Muramana already on the way.
And that's the crazy thing. If he had gone down in there, that shutdown gold, that might be the big difference maker, but Gigabyte Marines still were able to even up that gold gap despite it. And it's about 500 difference as a result. Blasting and Santa's still able to reset here, but Marines, after what looks like a horrendous start to the game, have turned it around.
You don't see this very often, Fyra. Caitlyn being zoned out of the lane by Ezreal.
Caitlyn Lulu versus Ezreal Braum, yes.
Yeah, the Braum
That's something else.
Provides a lot of extra threat there. Normally both of them sit behind their minion wave for a while.
That's a level advantage, too, that both dual laners have on their counterparts. And the big difference maker has got to be Levi here. He took himself 2 kills. Instead of going up to the top, he's been getting a bit of counter jungling on. Doxy having to turn and run from Stark, who also has that level advantage versus him. So it's really the top side of the map that Gigabyte Marines are playing towards right now.
Yeah. We did just reach a moment where Blasting had double the CS of Slay, but Slay had the wave push under tower, and he was able to take the rest of it. Creox has spotted out
jungle.
Levi.
All right, safeguards away. There's the ward. That's just going to be cleared back. Creox with the double buffs. Levi did not want to fight him with the same. Despite the fact that he looked like he had the damage and he had some backup from Stark, it wasn't to be this time around. Still, we got to focus our attention on the bottom side of the map. Blasting Santas, they're pushed up right now, bullying as best they can and freely when they know that Levi's not around, but he's very mobile on that Lee Sin. And speaking of mobile, so is Optimus. Chunks out Paranoia's health bar before leaping back and around, and Stark is now caught in the middle between Creox and Doxy. There's the equalizer, but he gets blown away by the collateral damage of Creox.
Ouch. By that positioning and being caught out, that was less Tony Stark, a little bit more Ned Stark at the end of Season 1, because that was a tough ending for the Gigabyte Marines top laner. Yeah.
You are on fire with your cultural references today. I applaud you, good sir. But meanwhile,
not really. It's like the biggest show in the world.
It's more of a quantity thing. You know, what are you going to do? Levi's going to be able to take the time, though, and get himself up Cloud Drake. No silly smite away is available this time. Creox not there in time to be able to hop the wall, and there's your mobility for Gigabyte Marines. Little extra. Down to the bot side seems to be the objective here. Optimus, Archie, they're all looking to chase down Santos and Blasting. Chains were on, but that's the fake LeBlanc.
There are a lot of references that you can do through that, especially with so many Marvel films these days. I'm waiting to get the opportunity at some point so I can cast Samsung Galaxy to do Guardians of the Samsung Galaxy films.
You gave it away.
No, I mean, they're not SKT. They're not going to be, at MSI. They're not going to be... Maybe they'll end up at Worlds. Who knows? There's a whole
it's a long season ahead of us.
There is, but, you know...
It's very possible. Don't give away all your bag of tricks.
We might also see one of these teams make the long run later. We're going to see the Gigabyte Marines at least in round 2 of the play-ins. They are going to face off either against the Flash Wolves or TSM.
And that's something I wanted to hit a little bit because we talked about familiarity with the Flash Wolves. I mean, this is a team that is not super far located. They could easily get scrimmed with these guys if they're doing it, but they have certainly learned a few things, whether or not it's from them. Creox flashing the wall, but Optimus says, you shall not live through all this, and now Blasting and Santa's caught between the rest of the team. Slay could go down here, but he gets a shutdown onto Blasting, and he burns low. Santa's finally getting the kill with the Ignite, but he is isolated from the rest of his squad at 10 minutes. Gigabyte Marines now with that start, the gold lead, the kill lead. Everything's in their favor now.
Yeah, this is now stabilized somewhat for the Gigabyte Marines, able to capitalize on Creox. Optimus roaming out of the lane. That's one of the strengths we talked about for this LeBlanc. Get out of the lane first, put the pressure down, find the graves in between Levi, Optimus, and the rest of the Marines. They're able to lock down one member of VP and carry it through into a bot lane fight where they finally get that shutdown gold on Blasting.
Yeah, critical right now to be able to shut the Ezreal down, and here's the late swap. Slay and Archie going up towards the top side, trying to defend their tower. With all the action we have, there hasn't been a single tower falling yet. Doxy has been trying, but unfortunately the Anchor just doesn't have the amount of damage that he needs to start this one off, and with the dual laners arriving, he's got to turn tail and retreat. And
that's one of the reasons why Stark started with the Dark Seal. He was like, well, I'm Rumble in the laning phase against Nautilus, I'm just going to push up, try and get things. He had 3 stacks after the first set of kills he TP'd in for, but those ended up fading away.
Yeah, but Doxy had 3 rings, so it was a little bit hard to push back against. And now he's backed away, no teleport up and available, so it's a little free push time, but Slay and Archie aren't going to go for it because there's a gank squad hiding out in this brush. See if they sniff that one out.
A lot of people call it the Lord of the Rings build, but it's not actually, because Sauron, yes, they forged all of the rings. I believe it was the dwarves that got 3.
No, they had 7. It was the elves.
Oh, it was the elves. Get back to that. Oh, I looked that up as well.
That's the one that I got. I'll always school you in this. Right?
Thank you.
Santos is in trouble, unfortunately. He's gone down, and 20 seconds remain till he comes right back on up. It was the team that was trying for the bait. They got baited back and forth themselves. Blasting, Ace in the hole comes his way. Paranoia caught under tower, and Optimus making that one look a little easy here.
And this is a good sign in the favor of the Marines that they can stabilize off such a chaotic beginning of the game. I mean, Optimus 5-1-0. This Gunblade completed already on LeBlanc means that honestly Optimus can take out most people on the map. Like, not even blasting is particularly safe the later this goes, but Optimus has full control of this middle lane as well. Paranoia, it's so difficult to actually lock down the LeBlanc. You can see Paranoia was holding everything to try and maintain some sense of presence in this lane, and then doesn't quite get the recall off. Optimus comes in.
Should have picked Teemo, man. Not that that would have made a big amount of difference. I mean, This guy, we've been talking about blasting in the early game, but quietly Optimus starts stacking up these kills. He's 5-1, as you said. He has the Gunblade. He's a massive threat. And Optimus has really been showing up this tournament so far, and he continues to do it. Unstoppable at 13 minutes. This guy is train wrecking.
Same thing as the last game. Last game he got a quadra kill. This time he just decided he wanted to space them out a bit. Turret's gone down. Optimus looking for more damage.
So is Levi right now. He's gone a little bit too far forward. Teleport channel will complete, and Doxy is able to pull the shutdown on top of Levi. Optimus going down. This is the overextension. Virtus Pro capitalizing, and it's just Slay to back off. Doxy, well, he's got some damage now. Looking to chase down Slay. There is going to be a whole lot of hurt coming his way. There's the hook right on top, and Blasting with his 6th kill. Not too shabby.
Nope, not shabby at all. Stark takes down the bottom tower. Paranoia finally gets some time to push out mid lane. It was an overextension in the top lane for the Gigabyte Marines. So this is how it started. Insta-kill on Creox as soon as the chains leashed. It was not a quiet walk in the park for that, but Optimus jumps over, tries to get onto Santos, and at this point, TP starts out of Doxy, and this is where Levi keeps going aggressive. They utilize the Lulu ultimate to try and save him. That leaves Optimus ignited, locked down by the Nautilus passive, and taken out. Therefore, the damage is gone, Archie's gone, Slay can't do anything, no TP available for Stark in the bottom lane, and there was no real follow-up, nothing else that could be done here. VP just take it the next kill, take the tower from the top side after it.
Sometimes the danger when you get too far ahead, you think you're invincible, and the team turns it around once again. And honestly, the way this game is going, that gold graph at the end of it's going to look like magnitude 7.8 or something like that. 10 seconds on Infernal Drake. That will be the second of the game. Gigabyte Marines picking up the Cloud earlier on, and well, the gold's gone back to being pretty close. 1,000 in the favor of Gigabyte Marines. Still, that LeBlanc is the huge threat. Optimus, he's already shown what he can do on Assassins over the years, in fact. No different this time around. Looking for Creox, goodbye. Number 7 for Optimus. He's playing for 8 here as Doxy caught between Stark, and the rest of the Gigabyte Marines is forced to flash back into his allies. And well, with the Dragon live, Gigabyte Marines are angling for it, but they might be able to get a couple of picks first. Optimus is spotted in this brush.
Creox got kicked right into Optimus again. I mean, VP are going to be a tad careful here because Levi can jump over the back of the wall and end up coming around into mid lane. Doesn't have the kick available, obviously, just use it on Creox, but just boxing VP in might be enough to get a fight started. You can see the Marines not really looking for it yet. They got to deal with the wave in the bottom side. That's where Stark's headed. Doesn't have the Equalizer available, so not quite ready for a full fight. And now VP look towards the mid lane.
VP should be able to get this one down.
Oh, now the TP
favorite lane here. Teleport coming in the backside. Let's see if it's going to be enough. And the knock-up from Optimus, forcing him back and around. Let's see if they can take down Stark, knocking up all over the place. The Wild Growth does not save his life, and Levi is caught, stunned for days as Paranoia picks up kill number 2 on the game. In comes Optimus to try to pull the hero play, but 3v5, that is too bold, my friend.
Yeah, he's no superhero at that point because VP managed to get the turret from it, managed to take 2 kills away, and now Paranoia gets a big wave of experience and fun from the top side. Still a 7-2-0. LeBlanc is to be feared as Optimus can pick off single targets, but in those bigger fights, LeBlanc doesn't quite have the same potency. Uh-oh, Paranoia. Optimus was thinking about it. Even behind the turret,
how deep does he want to go? He's got no flash to get out. He'd have to use the distortion. Instead, he just opts to push the wave, and here comes Blasting as he's down on the bottom side, sends the True Shot barrage to try and long-range farm those creeps. Multitasking on, he does manage to clip a couple of them. That will cut the push attempt short, but Blasting might just be able to get this tower. No, Stark is here.
No, not quite able to get it himself. Blasting did delay for about 10 to 15 seconds the next push, forces Optimus to clear the wave further away from the tower. That allows Paranoia to get in position to defend and get the stun. Got to be careful there. Optimus, despite being ahead in kills, hasn't opted towards defensive stats. So Paranoia, his ultimate would kill, but I believe it's only just now available, so couldn't follow up after that stun.
Yep. Paranoia, he's going to have a lot of power himself, but Blasting now on his Trinity Force, still working his way towards the Muramana. He's still sitting on those brown bag boots, but he's mobile enough as it is. Virtus Pro, I mean, they just find ways to work for them with these collapses, but they're spotted in full vision here in this jungle that Gigabyte Marines have had warded up for a little while. More on the top side, but they had a few in the bottom and were pinging out members of VP.
Slay's at that really awkward point, and as I say that, he finishes Hurricane. He was at a really awkward point where he was like, maybe I can build towards the Infinity Edge and fix up Pickaxe, and doesn't complete the Hurricane until later. And it feels really frustrating to be a Caitlyn on half an Infinity Edge and no Hurricane. Like, BF Sword Hurricane is fine because you can wave play, you can put traps down, you can just push the lanes. But if you've got that Pickaxe and no Hurricane, you just kind of sit there and don't really do a whole lot of damage. The enemy Ezreal already has Trinity Force and a Manamune that's already transformed. But now Slay will be a little bit faster at pushing the waves through. Blasting, on the other hand, big skirmish damage.
Yep. They're going to be able to finish off this tower in the bottom side. And whoa, holy moly, that was fast reaction timing for VP, but they get the tower. And meanwhile, Slay has been parked mid on wave clear duty. Levi wants to finish off the Rift Herald here. Should be able to get it. Not a whole lot of contest. It's not normally what you look at, but if you want side lanes, well, you've got them.
Gonna give it to Optimus by the looks of it.
Oh, he's gonna be all over that.
Lane. Yeah. Get some of that damage reduction.
Glimpse of the Void on Optimus right now. He is gonna be primed for action, that's for sure.
Yep. It's going to be a difficult LeBlanc to take out, realistically. Doxy's not going to do it, although, yes, he will be able to eat a lot of the damage that Optimus is putting out. Paranoia now, an ultimate through on the side lane wouldn't quite be enough.
You can see everyone really trying to itemize against LeBlanc versus the Hex Drinker, picked up by the Ezreal. He also has his Muramana. So, I mean, this is a pretty accelerated Ezreal, right? But
yeah,
if he gets popped, that doesn't really mean much.
Yeah, I mean, Optimus has gone, okay, they're going to build Magic Resist. I'm going Void Staff with the Sork Boots, so...
Yeah, who needs defensive itemization?
Hey, this is another one of these ones. Same type of champion, right?
Yeah. It's also Optimus on an Assassin.
Yes.
I mean, that's like one of those... That's like peanut butter and jelly. It just goes great together. Uh-oh. Optimus doesn't do too well when the damage is coming at him, but he does get away, and Gigabyte Marines to finish off tower number 3. So the map is wide open here with all the outers gone.
See, us Brits, not really, like, we don't get the whole peanut butter and jelly thing.
I don't
know about the Vietnamese players. I don't know whether that's a big sandwich selection for them, but certainly not for me.
I can't come up with a metaphor that works for the whole world,
fair.
Stress. Give me some help here.
That is fair, but PB&J that's not really a thing where I'm from.
Well, you guys got Marmite and stuff. I don't know what that's all about.
Neither do most people where I'm from.
Okay,
either,
good.
To be honest.
I'm glad it wasn't just me that thought it was weird.
VP. It's not weird for them at this point in the game, in the sense that their Ezreal's doing well, but what is weird is the fact that Blasting will be saying, hey, I'm 6 kills. Why is there LeBlanc 7 kills when I've only got 1 down? And unfortunately, Creox has been caught out, but Slay this time is caught.
Yeah, he is, and Paranoia with the help of Doxy pulled in on the hook and knocked down by the balls. That's going to free up a lot of push on this mid lane right now, and it's a slow reaction from the Gigabyte Marines. That's a lot of damage being dealt. Let's see what Optimus can do.
Yeah, that had to hurt being knocked down by those. Oh, here comes the hook onto Archie.
There we go, Archie. He's going to have to whimsy his way away, but they take the tower. Virtus Pro reacting quickly up the mid lane. It's like these guys play a different game when they're in that lane.
Well, yeah. That's very true. Everything's been about all of these mid lane engages, but everything in this game has been about single picks. Pick into tower, pick into, Dragon or Rift Herald that we saw. Optimus has been finding them for the Gigabyte Marines, but honestly, the Virtus Pro squad have been more together, perhaps, at actually finding and orchestrating these picks.
Yeah, sometimes the way to beat the side pushes and the 1-3-1s, you just got to group up and force the enemy team to respond to you. If you have enough power to push down towers, whoa!
He got it.
Or shut down Optimus. Hello, that's a lot of gold for the Ezreal. Kill number 7 on the board, and now blasting. Oh boy, there's a Baron on the Rift. Do they dare?
They may. I don't know. I mean, with Levi still around, a big wave pushing in bottom lane, I don't think it's probably the smartest thing. Doxy does have TP, but okay, so this is how this exchange started. They get the stun from Paranoia. Oh, wow, okay, that was how the... it wasn't the exchange that started, this is the kill that we didn't quite get the setup. So Paranoia, despite being against such a strong LeBlanc, still landing these stuns, catching him out of the fog of war.
Yeah, really good positioning we've seen out of Paranoia, and honestly, he's only gone down a handful of times, and now they're not going to opt for it because there's still that ward in there. They may not know, but it's still not very safe. There is Optimus back up and available. Gigabyte Marines, though, a little less sure of their footing right now in this game as the gold lead's gone the way of VP.
Yeah, they're wondering why the enemy team have got more kills than them. Gigabyte Marines every other game have been like, okay, at this point in the game, we're pushing inhibitors. We've got the kill lead by like 12. Everything's going well. Well, for VP, it's VP that have the lead right now. Gigabyte Marines, again, are going to have to re-stabilize this, and this is the difficulty with the Caitlyn style without a lot of the Ivan. Yes, you've got the Lulu here. We can't really overlook that, but if Slay gets caught out and Archie isn't right next to him, there's not enough survivability until later into the game. Once Slay has 4 items, the damage that he can actually output in exchange with VP. So right now, it's a tough all game for Slay, and he's really been hurting by this Syndra and the Ezreal.
Yeah. VP keep on forcing those team fights and making sure that Gigabyte Marines can't really utilize their pick compositions, and now Stark is caught up by Doxy. He's got the Iceborne Gauntlet. He might just be able to duel with them right now. It is a 1v1 of fire and ice at the minute, but it's going to end without a whole lot of satisfying resolution.
I was trying to go somewhere around that.
I beat you to it this time.
Yeah,
I got a few in my pocket, Stress. Let's see, you can see where VP are playing, right? Everybody wants to get in position for the Baron. Yes.
They remember.
Yeah.
That was a bad one. Anyway, VP just continually moving around that mid lane. That's where like everything in this game has been for VP. Continually trying to get picks in mid lane, and Slay has walked into a couple of them. Like, you can't really overlook that. Doxy has a TP available, but he's coming into mid lane, trying to just regroup, regather. Not quite in time, though. Gigabyte Marines playing a little further back than they have done before in this game.
Seem to be a little less certain. Things, but remember, they've come into this game with the expectation that they're going to be able to get the scrim.
The race is on already for Graves with having to reload halfway through.
One of those little things that just tilts you. Ah, no 15 gold.
I guess so. But
we got a death brush on this map. Let's see how it all shakes out. They've caught Archie. Do they have the damage to finish the job? There's the Whimsy. Smokescreen Wild Growth is going to clip both him and Optimus. And now Archie, he could be left for dead as Optimus and Paranoia duking it out. Optimus gets the better of that one, but the rest of VP was collapsing on the support. And Optimus, he's got a whole team on his tail, but he might be able to turn it right around as he jukes left, he jukes right. And the rest of the cavalry has arrived. Here goes Stark and Levy. Redemption's on, but they've got to back away for just a second. Slay is caught out and taken down by blasting. Stark is going to fall. Virtus Pro turned what looked like a hairy situation into a 2-for-1.
Yeah, they're still trying to lock down Optimus because he still can disrupt the Baron attempt. But VP with a 9-1-7 Ezreal being able to take control of these skirmishes. Doxy's now TPing in. They want to have some tankiness around this Baron.
Levi's still up. There is not just the disruption potential, there's also the Lee Sin steal potential. He's around the back of the pit. This Baron's going low
we saw
here.
him do this with Dragon. Finally gets the wards in the pit. So many wards.
You can't
Put
clear
as many
all of them.
down as you can.
Got the vision in spades. You can see Optimus
help.
looking to cut off
And he did it
Paranoia.
again.
Is this going to be enough? Hold your breath here.
Oh, Paranoia's dead. Levi goes in.
Levi,
He's done it again.
Levi pulls the hero play. Pulls the trigger as Paranoia is taken out by Optimus. Gigabyte Marines are back in business.
Levi has been the king, perhaps, of stealing. Okay, we saw a double Baron steal in yesterday's games, but nobody has made it look as easy for the MSI Play-In's team as Levi has, stealing away objectives.
And he didn't smite it
Let's
again.
watch
Let's
it
take
again.
a look at this.
Was it really a no smite again? Levi goes in.
No, he
Does get
does.
the smite down
I
this
duped
time.
myself, Stress.
Looked like an early smite from Creox. I believe it was 15 health on the Baron, and now the Gigabyte Marines want to go.
This is a different kind of game already. When you get a big turn like that, all of a sudden, Gigabyte Marines are charging forward to try and finish this one off. And Optimus on the bottom side, still rocking the Glimpse of the Void with the Baron buff in tow. VP are pushed all the way back inside the base.
Baron is
and
dead.
down goes Paranoia. That's kill number 10.
Yeah, well, you try to face off against a 9-3 LeBlanc, quickly becomes 10-3. No real wave clear on the side of VP. Ooh, Optimus has to be careful on that one.
Man, this game really turned into a slaughter. Right off the back of it, it looked like it was going to be an even game for a while, but that turnaround was swift. And the Gigabyte Marines are knocking on the front door here. One inhib down with a big wave of minions. Not only that, they've got themselves a redemption to keep healthy for now, and it's only Santos and Blasting to try and push him back.
Optimus opted not to take the redemption, didn't even want to stay close enough just in case somebody from VP. Look at Blasting's ultimate timer, it's nearly back available if they can just delay the backs. Get a little bit of damage down onto Optimus maybe.
He knows what happened last time around, and he's got himself a little healthier thanks to the honey fruit.
Ooh, this could be a bit of an overstay here.
Here comes Creox. Would be as heroic as a Baron steal, but he goes in, does it anyways, and he might just get Levy.
Nearly got the kill on Levy. Shield comes out. Oh, not quite the right positioning.
Nice try,
on
Blasting.
Blasting's ult. Still, Gigabyte Marines are in the lead. They have the Baron buff for another 1 minute 20, but an Ocean Drake going over to VP allows them to kind of absorb some of these small exchanges back to back.
Right, and they lost, we got to take a look at the damage report, right? They lost themselves an inhibitor and a tower down bottom. Paranoia was down for duration of all that, but they crucially saved mid lane. And they're able to push some waves out here. They might just be able to hang on against the Gigabyte Marines. The gold lead is still not huge. Optimus is honestly a good chunk of it.
Yeah, Optimus, if he falls, that's a lot of the damage down, but Gigabyte Marines already opting towards Banner of Command on Archie, trying to just reduce as much of the wave clear as possible. Now, the Graves is still there. That's one thing we have to keep in mind.
Oh, Paranoia goes down finally. One more tick of damage, and in goes Stark to clean house right now as he pops his on his hourglass, and time is running out for this Virtus Pro team. Stark, he's gonna fall at the end of it all, but it doesn't really matter too much. It's GA popped right now as Blasting takes down the top laner. Blasting still up. He's got to be the hero in this one, but is he a hero enough? That's an inhibitor going down. Doxy going forward, takes down Slay, and this is bloody all through the mid lane right now. Archie trying to duke it out with Blasting.
Blasting
Tries
has
to
it
into a
up.
munchkin, but he's got the double kill. He's looking for the triple. Can he save the day?
Ooh.
Optimus is out.
Can
The
he get it?
redemption's in. Oh, this is so tense.
It depends. Blasting has flash. If he can read the distortion from Optimus, he might
Goes.
be okay.
Shifts flash. Oh, he avoids the last hit, but he is not going to be able to turn it right around. He
Paranoia.
does get the ultimate out, but their base is in shambles right now, Stress.
Blasting was enough just to survive through and deny a game-ending fight for the Gigabyte Marines, but this has been an incredibly back-and-forth fight-based game between VP and the Gigabyte Marines. So it starts off with the fact that Paranoia stands just a little too close to the fire as Levi goes in. A lot of damage down, takes him down already. Paranoia drops to start it. Creox couldn't really hang after that either, and then from there, VP, it's everything on Blasting, and everything about Blasting's movement in here is just to try and save the game for the team here, because look, he gets exhausted, can't finish off Optimus when he puts himself in range, and now has to dodge out everything. Good hook from Doxy, catches onto Slave for the first kill in the follow-up portion. A second exhaust on Blasting, then the Sonya's Hourglass after that keeps Optimus alive. Blasting tries to dodge around the rest of the fight. The fight went so long, we're back into another situation, because look what Optimus is looking for, another engage.
Man, between Optimus and Blasting, it has been one hell of a battle. These guys are trying to save the lives of their teammates. They're trying to get the kills down early enough, and it's so back and forth. It looks like Gigabyte Marines, they're able to close the net and finish the game off. There's only one Nexus turret up and remaining, but you cannot count this team out. Virtus Pro have shown that they've got teeth.
When you've got one champion on one side that's 12-1-7, the other, the LeBlanc, that's 11-3-2, feels almost like the unstoppable force against the immovable object. But hang on, wait, Optimus died.
Well, so much for the unstoppable force on that side. Optimus is down for 49 seconds. There's nothing for VP to really get on this side of the map, though, but they have bought themselves some time.
I was busy counting numbers.
Well, now we're counting kills. We got to see that one again. Yeah, 13-1. Over to the 80 carry of Virtus Pro. This guy is rocking insane KP.
So
let's take a look at this.
Optimus thinks, okay, I'll just go in and annihilate Paranoia. This time gets stunned. Easy pick off once that stun lands. Good stun out of Paranoia. He's been trying it the entire game.
2v1, a little bit of help. A little overly optimistic.
Inhibs are coming up, though. Inhib just was announced that they're coming up soon, and with a, you know, the position on the map perhaps for VP, they might be able to contest this next Baron. It was VP that started the Baron last time, remember? And Levi stole it away.
Well, Optimus was keeping his counterpart really occupied for a while. Yeah, this has started to look a little bit different. The gold has stayed close. VP, they're back in it. If they can keep their inhibitors alive and healthy, they might just have a ghost of a chance against the Gigabyte Marines. Trying as hard as they can to get themselves a perfect record at the play-in stage, but VP are putting up one heck of a fight.
They absolutely are. As we said, Gigabyte Marines were looking for some more competition while they're finding it out of VP.
Briox is tanking, that's okay. Paranoia can intercept the ace in the hole. Levi's there, he goes in, Lee Syndrome, and he's gonna get melted by Paranoia. Doxy turns for Stark, True Shot Barrage goes through. They're looking for him as he tries to walk it out. Overheat, but Archie and Slay were stunned up. They don't want any presents, not today, no thank you. It's one quick kill picked up by VP, but the Baron is live on the Rift. Yep. There's no smite available for the Marines.
Oh, but look at Optimus' positioning. He's trying to find Blasting on the backside of this fight, but a smart ward right in the middle of mid lane is going to spot out any kind of cross from behind. They know where Optimus is. Optimus is going to try and at least push the wave in their favor and cut around the backside of this.
Trying to play the mind game with him here. Let's see if VP can hold strong together. They've got the damage to try and finish off the Baron, but they're stuck inside the pit. Yeah. They are committed to this one. It's going, it's going. It's smited by VP. The fight's on. Now Stark is right inside the middle. Santa's going low. Optimus getting one. Can he get two? Everyone's out the back of the pit, but they're going to the wrong base.
The empowered recall, though, they can get out of this situation quick enough. The VP only lose one. That is a worthwhile trade overall. They get the Baron, they punish Levi's over-aggression, and we are right back in this game, being back and forth between both teams here, Devin.
Yes, indeed, James. And now there is an Infernal Dragon that Gigabyte Marines can get. That's a consolation prize, but it doesn't hurt when you're 35 minutes into the game. You want as much damage as you can possibly get. So they'll be able to clear that one out nice and quick, but VP, all the inhibitors back up. They're able to push the side lanes. They've got the Baron buff. And these guys just keep on going.
This is the opposite of our last game. Last game was like hands off, no one takes the tower, no one takes
the same game
time. Yep. Whereas
maybe
this game, everybody's like, okay, let's just fight and we'll take objectives and we'll only get a little bit from each of them, but get lots of kills.
But one thing that is similar is how much VP have done to minimize their losses, to know when they need to take a quick escape. I mean, everyone went over the back of the pit after Santos had gone down, and he was bleeding out anyways, so it was an easy pickup for Optimus. But VP have just shown such incredible ability to make a decision when they know they're in a bad situation.
They've been tenacious, that's for sure. Like, being able to hold on and not just kind of keel over, seeing a 12 kill LeBlanc on the other side. Blasting has only died once in a game where a LeBlanc on the enemy team has snowballed incredibly hard. That's a good feat. Yes, Ezreal is good at getting out of situations, but still.
Well, I mean, he didn't die the last time they met up with the Gigabyte Marines, so Blasting, on this Ezreal, he's clearly shown it is an S-tier pick for him, and they can take that one to a victory. This team definitely keep their heads held high. Their final game of the MSI Play-In stage, as VP are able to take out a tower. Optimus looking for a flank. He sends his clone in.
Yeah. Tries to draw in people from the VP, now sends himself in.
When you run out of mimics, sometimes you got to go for the real thing. Trap line here for Slay to keep this tower alive.
The problem is, if he stays around the back of this fight and VP just cut down away, see, look at Blasting just waiting. Because Optimus is on a ward here. They know exactly where he is. Blasting, I wonder whether that's just, he's trying to test to see whether Lee Sin was coming down as well. They do have a ward there now through that small corridor, but look at top side, big wave pushing in.
Yeah, and the mid, they're going to have to clear away.
Oh, hang on, Paranoia.
Not everyone back.
Paranoia tried to recall.
Paranoia, he's caught up for just a second. Equalizer takes a bit of fight out of him. In comes Optimus around the side. This could go badly. Optimus is going to get blown to pieces. Meanwhile, Creox goes into the mid. Not sure why we're watching that one, but it's okay because the true shot's coming in. Levi, he holds up right now with the wild growth. But Optimus was not expecting that burst damage.
We just needed to preempt what's going to be Graves pushing topside with Baron buff for the next 20 minutes, if he, 20 seconds if he can actually get there. But that doesn't matter because it's all about Paranoia blowing up Optimus. Tried to recall out of the situation, got equalized. Now VP going to try and push on 2 lanes. 10 seconds of Baron buff. Look, they've gone to defend against Creox. That means they might just lose the game from bot lane right now. The Gigabyte Marines have to pull back.
Still, the Baron buff just expired. That's, if anything, not going to matter at all right now because it's Nexus turrets that VP have in their eyes. Looks like they're able to push it back, but not before they lose one Nexus turret. And just like that, everything turns in favor of Virtus Pro. 38 minutes in, they went from losing Nexus turrets themselves with Optimus running all through their base to right now, he just comes off Fountain and realizes, wait a second, I'm down one Nexus turret.
Yeah, if Levi and Stark hadn't pulled away from trying to take out Creox, that could have been the end of the game right there. And as we getting closer to the 40-minute mark with Baron buff not on the board, I don't think VP are going to be able to close this game out without winning a massive fight. And consider the Marines double Infernal. Elder Drake is coming up next. It's a little way away still. This could be an explosive end to the game. It's been an explosive game. 45 kills on the board, 39 minutes.
Up and down throughout the entirety of it, and it's, for Gigabyte Marines, been all about that mid laner. For VP, it's been all about their 80 carry. They have the lion's share of the kills, of course, but supporting cast, got to give them some credit here. Paranoia with the unleashed power was a huge part of melting through Optimus's health bar, and this is the problem with the late game LeBlanc. You can still be scary, but when it's 5v5, you better pick a target and kill him fast.
Yeah, I wonder whether Optimus had that Zhonya's available in the last exchange. We didn't quite see any replay from it. He does have the Zhonya's now. Wonder whether that's something he just didn't quite read the timing from Paranoia.
Speaking of timing, start the timers for that Elder Dragon. It's a minute and a half away. The Baron, about 30 seconds on top of it. You can even see teams trying to trade for those, depending on how late it actually goes. Super's in the bottom, being contended with by Doxy, or Stark, I should say. And meanwhile, VP want to pull the trigger here. They're melting a little bit, but they've got the redemption to stay healthy. Optimus, he had to Amscray right quick, but now it's top push here for the rest of VP. They stay as a 5-man. Even tanking on this turret. Doxy is just so massive. He doesn't even care as he pulls the anchor in, gets kicked back forward. But now it's time for the inhibitor here. Archie getting chunked through. Let's see what Optimus can do. No, he's stuck on the backside. Just can't get the job done. Blast Stark, the wild growth. He's still going low. Has to flash away. And now Stantis a little bit. The power's unleashed as Paranoia picks up Optimus. A double kill now for the Syndra. And they're still able to make it work. Inhibitor fire down, and 40 minutes into this game, VP are looking to close it.
It looks like VP are in full control. No waves pushing in right now, and Slay is 4 items, so an overstay here might just cost them, but VP, surely if they keep blasting alive, that would be enough. Look, Slay not healing up quite fast enough. Doxy comes back in on full health. Slay got stunned and annihilated.
Everybody's going down here. VP, it took them right to the end to turn up, but they get themselves some pride, and they finish off the Gigabyte Marines. No undefeated for these guys.
And maybe we just found out how to beat the Gigabyte Marines.
You go in. Curveball. You go in all the time. And that Ezreal from blasting, when these guys hit the stage international once again, I expect that thing to be banned.
As always, a lot of respect from the crowd in Brazil given over to the Virtus Pro team.
You got to give them props.
You absolutely have to.
But even to the Gigabyte Marines, I mean, what a hell of a show that was put on by both of these teams when it didn't matter for the standings. We got one of the most interesting and entertaining games that we've seen in this playoff stage, or play-in stage.
VP, their last appearance. Take a bow on the stage in front of what has been a very supportive crowd. And you got to give VP a lot of credit at the same time. As you said,